Hello, my TikTok friends and family. Today is the 19th. I was officially discharged from the hospital, and let me see, it wasn't so bad actually. My doctor kept me an extra day because I'm on blood thinners. And for me, before I had the surgery, I had to bridge my usual blood thinner, like I told you in a previous video, with Lovenox injections. So he wanted to put me back on my Xarelto before I left the hospital, and to do so, he wanted to monitor my hemoglobin and my hemoglobin. He didn't want to monitor. Oh, dry skin. Sorry. He wanted to monitor my hemoglobin to see if it went up. And so when it went up, he was like, "All right, you can leave." So we were there. I was there an extra day just to make sure that was good. And because it's at a good level, he said I could start taking my Xarelto again. But my hospital stay was pretty good. I now have a cough though from the hospital. I think it's from the hospital, but everything went well. My levels stayed pretty good. They also had problems getting my blood like in the past, but that was expected for me. Um, the nurses were nice. My room was comfortable, so I have to say I like that aspect of it all. But here's a few things that I've learned in these couple days. My surgery was on Monday, the 17th, and today is now the 19th. So in these few days, this is what I've learned. One, hospital chicken broth is not that great. Every day they gave me chicken broth, water, and these diet iced teas. And sidebar to that, my doctor forgot to put it in the order for me. But then, again, it didn't make a difference because I couldn't eat until I had my complete abdominal series x-ray. So once they did that, to make sure there's definitely still no leakage, which they first checked leakage in the procedure by putting a camera down your throat, of course. I'm sure some of you guys already know this. And when he checked, everything was good. But the next day he checked with the MRI, I mean not MRI, an X-ray of my stomach with the abdominal series, and that came back normal. There was no leakage or nothing. So then they were able to give me trays. So the tray was chicken broth, diet iced tea, and what else? Water. That was it with Crystal Light. So the broth was terrible. The first I was there 17th to today, which is the 19th. No good. Today the broth was actually good, so I drank the broth for both days. So at the end of it all, when I was leaving the hospital, she told me that they wanted me to drink first from 8 ounces to, was it 8 to 12 ounces? They're hoping for 8 to 15 ounces. That's what they were hoping for. To know that I can take that in. But by the time I left, I was doing 20 ounces, so that was good. Without any vomiting, no nausea, no anything. So I was discharged. Now I'm home. The ride home was great. But I have to say, getting in and out of the car now doesn't feel so great. It was a little painful to scoot in the car and try to lift my leg in the car. Because, you know, when you bend your leg, your knee, it hits up against your stomach. And that's where one of my incisions, what is it called? One of my cuts was. Incisions is. So, I don't know, I'm just not me yet. So, that was hurting every single time I got in or out the car. And so I couldn't bend forward to pick something up off the floor when it fell. So that was a little annoying. A little bit of trouble getting in and out my own bed, but I kind of figured it out again. I'm now using this down here. You see this kind of bluish, which is like a pale blue thing? It's a wedge pillow. I'm using that to stay a little elevated on top because I noticed in the hospital the gas was really hurting. But when I turned to my left, it wasn't hurting as much. And if I took a sip of water, any hunger pains I felt, because I did feel hunger pains yesterday, would go away. So the hunger pains went away when I sipped water or something. So I have my little Gatorade here, the Zero Gatorade, and I'm in a bed, Just laying here comfortably and relaxing, not hearing the beeping of the freaking IV or people coming in every however many minutes apart to do something. Draw blood, take my blood sugar, take my blood pressure. It was annoying. So now I'm home. And now that I'm home, I'm thinking to myself, a lot of the pain and symptoms that I'm feeling is similar to when I had my daughter. I had her by C-section, so the cuts are similar, like the pain is similar. The restrictions are similar. But I'm getting around it. And I'm moving around still in my house because I was moving around in the hospital doing like 3 or 4 laps every time I went to the bathroom. So I think I have the stamina to get moving. But I have to see where this goes now. When I got on the scale this time at the hospital, it was still 275.9 or 4. So when a week or so go by, hopefully it did go down. Because if I didn't lose any weight and I did all this, that's going to be so fucked up. Excuse my language, but it will be. But that's all my update. I'm laying in bed. I slept all day the first day in the hospital. Slept part of the day yesterday in the hospital, but I've been up most of the day. Now I'm home in my comfort zone, so I'm definitely going to sleep. Talk to you later, my TikTok friends and families. Oh, wait, I do have that when they did the NG tube down the throat, it was, of course, I was in sedation, so I didn't feel anything. But now, days later, I'm having a little bit of a scratchy throat, a little bit of a sore throat, which is weird because I thought that would have happened like at the beginning, like day one after I woke up and got out of anesthesia a little bit. But no, for me, lucky me. 3 days have pretty practically gone by, and now I have a sore throat, scratchy throat, and a cough. So I'm going to deal with that as well as trying to heal. So wish me luck. I'll see you in my first week update video.